Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. So, you're on the road. You've been attacked by a glass golem. You found a dead man with signs of glass wounding on him. Shit's a mess? Question mark?
Yeah.
That it is.
Well, here you are, just a few miles down the road. You know that the village, is a few more miles down the road. You can get there by early afternoon, no problem. Maybe even late morning. Do you continue? Or do you turn back because the threat is too great?
Continue.
Yeah, sure, we'll continue.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
All right, this next glass golem is going to actually have prismatic spray then. Cool, because now you're warned, right? So it's fine.
Okay.
Party doesn't laugh. Okay. You keep heading down the road until you come to a little small turnoff. And the girl points to that turnoff and says, "That's the one. That's the road to the little village. It's near the edge of the Silkwood." And it's here where she sort of hesitates. Like, she's not sure if she wants to go with you all the way. All I know is that he worked in a mill. Or the labor was supposed to be in a mill? Something about a mill.
Interesting.
Do you need me to keep going with you? Or should I go back to town?
Yeah, try to hang out in Shenanigans.
Alright. She will scamper off down the road back to Shenanigans to keep herself safe while you guys do the very dangerous work of investigating another gnome. Gnomes, man. They're so dangerous.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys head down the road. A small village pops into view once the draw rate gets close enough. Draw distance becomes close enough. And there's a small collection of houses. There's a little windmill attached to one of them on a small hill. The windmill sort of just catching above the tree line. A little bit of smoke rises from the chimneys of a few houses. You can see a few people standing about in their field, shading their eyes, looking in your direction.
Okay. Do we notice anything about the townfolk? Like, do the townfolk have any glass cuts on them anywhere?
There's only a few of them, and they're pretty far away. Give me a perception check to see what sort of detail we can get on them.
Sure.
Oh, that's a very good perception check, Shag.
Just click on the perception.
That's
ability.
the one. That's a terrible perception check. Oh, that's a great perception check, Zed. Arlen, I think... I'm not sure why you don't spot anything. Maybe...
He's trying to find secrets.
You're taller than the rest of the party, probably, so it's not like anyone's blocking your view. I guess maybe you're looking at... I know what it is. You're looking at a person, or what you think is a person, but it's actually a scarecrow. And so you're, like, intently staring at this scarecrow, and you're like, I don't think it's moving, guys. Meanwhile, the rest of the party spots these people in the fields who are, like, looking at you and seem a little concerned. And as you watch them, Shag and Zen, you notice that they're not really moving or do anything. They're just sort of staring at you. They seem confused or concerned or surprised. They've like stopped all activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very well.
You guys want to go in and talk to him, or maybe do a more sneaky approach to?
They already know we're here, so that...
Okay.
I think that option is kind of out.
Yeah, I'd like to see if we can rest the night here and get a little information before we do anything.
All right. You guys are gonna camp in the woods or go find a tavern in town?
We go find a tavern.
All right.
I'll probably go in town.
You walk into town. and the people keep staring at you, and they turn to face you, except for the scarecrow, which really doesn't move. But they all stay pretty still and just sort of like watch you walk the quarter mile or whatever from the road into town. Sure enough, there's a small little tavern at the very edge of town as you're approaching it. It is called...
remember, Neal, it's gnomes here.
There's
There's a gnome.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
these are
gnome.
humans. No. They're humans. It's called the Gnome's Nose. It's the name of the tavern. It's a great name. I stand by it. And the gnome is spelled with an N, and nose is spelled with a GN. It's the worst of both worlds.
Okay.
Okay, so this town's gonna burn to the ground.
As you arrive in the tavern, you notice it is devoid of any people anywhere, except for the friendly bartender standing behind the counter. It's a middle-aged, a youngish man, I should say. Maybe 20, 25 years old. And he's polishing a glass up, and he sets it down, and he says real friendly like, "Hey, guys, how's it going?"
Going well.
I ask, has business been tough? It seems a little slow right now.
Well, you know, it's the middle of the day. Everyone's out working. Stick around tonight and it'll be fine. What can I get for you, travelers?
Okay, I'll ask for a drink, but like, do you have any like ceramic glasses? Like a
Glasses of ceramic. I'll take some water, please.
Okay.
You want ceramic mugs for your drinks?
Exactly.
No problem. Water for you. I don't recommend the water. It's got Giardia in it, but good luck. And
Okay, then I'll take some beer then.
beer for you. And what about you two, fine gentlemen? Beer?
Beer.
Rum.
Wonderful. Rum? Well, man after my own heart. He turns around, pours some drinks, cocks a keg here, and sets your drinks in front of you guys and says, so, travelers, tell me, what brings you to our sleepy little village?
Oh, passing through, traveling on the road, we noticed this coming in.
Well, welcome home. This is the village called Home, of course, if you don't know already. And, yeah.
I'm gonna ask him if he's seen anybody with like cuts kind of on their face. There's like been there's a glass golem that attacked us, like some sort of like a animated window. And I was curious if anybody else ran into
Crikey,
that.
I sure hope nothing like that comes to this town. No, it's just a sleepy, cozy little farming village over here. Now, as you can see, everyone's out working their asses off in the fields, and as you can see, our tavern doesn't even have glass windows in it. I ain't never seen a glass window, much less a glass golem, in my life. Although I do have glasses.
Okay. Watch out for those.
I will keep an eye out for glass golems.
Excellent.
So, what brings you here, fine fellows?
We're looking for someone. And then I realized that we never asked for the guy's name.
The girl didn't have the gnome's name.
No, her brother's name.
Oh, she told you her brother's name. It's Jimmy.
Oh, God, it's always Jimmy, Neal.
Jimmy or
Always.
Bobby, yeah.
Super easy. Yeah, we're looking for a guy named Jimmy.
One day, Shenanigans will get to the point where they just stop asking for names and they'll just show up in town being like, look, is Jimmy around? And we'll just assume all the NPCs are Jimmy. It'll be perfect.
Oh, we got Jimmy over there. We got Jimmy over there. We got Jimmy over there. It's like, welcome to the town of Jimmy.
Yeah, and if we want it to be like harder, there'll just be a lot of Jimmys in the town. It'll be perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Roll 3d6 for how many Jimmys are in the town.
Anyway.
I'm gonna like kind of try to make a joke about like, oh, so it's the gnome's nose. Have you had any other gnome's noses coming into the tavern someday? Try to like imply like kind of sneakily ask about gnomes without
Right.
coming off too seriously.
Well, we may call this the gnome's nose, but there's only one gnome that's ever been in here. Yep. That's Nash. Nash the gnome.
Nash the gnome.
Spelled Gnash.
Naturally.
Swell guy, rhyming all the time like those pesky gnomes.
Oh no, he's great. He never rhymes. Oh my god, he's just totally bearable. He just like hangs out and does his own thing. Every now and then he comes by and we chat. He's given up the whole rhyming thing. He's like a super cool fellow. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Great guy. Love him.
Sounds like a swell feller.
Did you need an introduction or something? I could go get him for you if you'd like.
Sure.
You know, for a small tip.
Okay.
Sure, I'll slide him a silver.
Thanks. Yeah, sure. Well, you look like you've got weapons. Just make sure no one robs the place while I'm gone, right? And don't you rob it yourself. I'm unarmed and can't stop you. And he walks out, leaving you guys alone in the gnome's nose.
And we'll make sure neither of the other two actually rob the place.
I like start walking to the other side and I see him like, alright, I walk and sit back.
We're gonna be in another corner. They're just all in different corners.
You've got the bar surrounded from the inside. Every corner is accounted for. No one's getting in or out this place without you noticing.
Oh, jeez.
So you wait for this guy to return with the gnome. Is there anything you wanted to say or do before they return?
Nah.
Okay,
Just
cool.
figure this place is like broke as shit anyway. Not worth my time.
Great. Let's see, how do I do this? I want to ask for some checks right now.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Zen.
Yeah.
Can you roll me a 1d20, Zen?
12.
Okay. And can I get a 1d20 from Arlen?
Sure. Wait, no, that's one.
That's 1 over d20.
Why did I keep? Okay.
Okay, all right. And can I get a saving throw, a d20 from Shag?
Oh, a saving throw now. Okay. Boom.
Okay. So, interesting. So you're all sitting around waiting for this guy to come back.
Would you like to know our saving throws, Neal?
Oh, I know what your saving throws are. I just looked them up. Yeah, little slip of the tongue there. It's fine. You're sitting around waiting for him to come back, and a little while passes. And can I get a perception check from Shag and Arlen?
Nope.
Come on, Arlen.
Barely.
Give me a classic low roll. Perfect. All right,
Why
so
not a perception check from me?
you don't get a perception check because you fall asleep. Your beers are
Excuse
poisoned.
you, what was the save against?
Poison. You rolled a 12. Your saving throw should be a 13.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zen at some point just like puts his head on the table, and you guys don't really realize that he's been poisoned and fallen asleep. And so a little while later, the door opens and the young man steps back in and sees the two of you at like separate tables away from Zen, and oh, hey guys, what's going on? Why you're all spread out?
He fell asleep.
Right, but why you're at like opposite ends of whatever? Just fine.
Making
Don't worry
sure,
about
keeping track of it, making sure nobody comes in or out without us noticing. We take our promises seriously.
Good. Well, why don't you come on over to the bar? I got some news about Nash. He's on his way here. He said he just needed a minute to prep a few things, and then he was going to come and chat with you. He's always interested in hearing new people. And it's about now that you guys are probably within 20 feet of each other, and from the front door behind you, the gnome sets off a sleep spell. How does sleep work? No, the music is distractingly inaccurate at this point in time, but it's perfect. 2d4 hit dice worth of monsters. You guys are definitely monsters. 5 hit dice worth of monsters fall asleep.
Do we even get a saving throw versus this?
No, not with sleep, you don't. Well, the bartender also falls asleep. So the party is either poisoned or magically put to sleep. And you will all wake up together, whoops, in a different room, in a different part of the town. It's not actually a room, it's more of, what do you call this thing? A dungeon? The three of you slowly come to your senses, chained to a wall in a underground dungeon.
What am I wearing?
Everything that you were wearing before, minus any spell books or spell components.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, this is fine. Is there anybody watching us right now?
Nope. You blink around and it's just the three of you down here in this room.
Cool. I inspect the locks.
They look to be, regular, ordinary locks.
I'm gonna all right, guys, I need you to body block for me here. And I hide behind them and start picking the locks.
What is your lockpick skill?
11.
Which is more than you need to get through a good lock. This is a common lock even. So you exceed it by 6, which means it'll only take you 1d8 minutes to pick this lock. So if your party can cover you for 8 minutes, you can do this.
Is anybody else in the room here? Can we see?
Yeah, as Shag wakes up and immediately gets to work. The two of you sort of come to your senses. And
is it like a brightly lit room? Is it dark in here?
It's a dimly lit room. There's just a little.
I can see.
Yeah, like one of those. You ever been in a basement and they've got like the window at ground level that's like at the very top of the basement and it just lets in a little bit of light? That's what we're working with here. It's got some bars across it and a pane of glass on the outside. So you have to go. It's like, from your perspective, it's bars, glass, freedom. Anyway, so you're in here. Shag sets to work. The two of you start looking around, and sure enough, there are 3 other people in this area, but they are more unconscious than you. They're definitely not moving. They might be dead.
Does it smell like dead?
It doesn't smell like dead.
Okay.
No guards, so just the 3 people who are unconscious? Okay.
And you all wake up at the same time.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll try to help cover him, even if there's I guess there's a glass, like, is there any, so there's a glass window in bars or something?
Yeah, but that's at the top of the wall. Further than your chain will allow you to go at this point in time.
Yeah, and I just keep working away.
Yeah, and I guess I'll try to cover him from above. I'd be worried more about people looking from the top, I would say.
Sure. Let me roll the, 1d8 for you? Okay. So you're working, and maybe a minute or so after you're down here working away, a door opens on a staircase on the other side of the chamber, and silhouetted against the light from the room is a small gnome who begins to walk down the stairs, leaning heavily on a small staff with like a golden knob at the top that reflects what little light is in here. And the voice comes, "Well, well, well, look what we have here. Fresh workers for the fields. What are your names, little people?" The gnome's about halfway down the staircase and it stops, calling out to you guys.
I say, I'm Arland. I'm from around here, from Berkshire.
Excellent. You look like a good worker, Arland. Are you ready to work and toil for eternity?
Why, if I may ask, it seems like your aspirations here are a little bit low. It's like, are you just running some farms here? It seems like you could be doing
Running
much...
farms? You think so lowly of me? Of Nash the Great? No, my friend, I'm not running farms.
What great things are you doing?
I'm creating a workforce of golems. They will never stop. They'll never tire. They work and work and work and toil, and soon the fires of industry will grow.
Ask what sort of columns.
You can talk too.
Shut up.
What sort of
We're
golems?
just whispering.
Oh, wood golems, glass golems, stone golem, all the golems. We have to see which ones work best. Let me tell you, glass golems suck. They're only good for surprising people. Other than that, they're shitty creatures. Except for their prismatic spray, which I haven't figured out how to give them yet. It's a higher level wizarding spell, apparently.
Did they surprise you? I see all these cuts on your face.
Yes. Man of my inventions and intents. At this point, Shag has freed the lock on his manacles. Or I guess your legs. It's your legs that are chained, not so much your arm. So Shag has his feet free. You can keep freeing people if you want.
Yes, I'm going to do that too, as long as it looks like he won't be able to tell.
Yeah, you're the small little kobold hiding behind the other two. Your body is fully blocked from view, and you're a kobold, right? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But you did have a spellbook on you, right? So maybe you're not entirely whatever. Just mildly
Maybe
whatever.
I was just carrying it for them. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Kobold spellcaster's ridiculous. That would never exist.
So does
But Arlen, you were asking about the cuts on him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yes. Small cuts are the mark of a great craftsman. And I am the greatest of craftsmen. Far better than that cog wrench, hammer bench, biatch in Berkshire, stealing my territory. I'll show him. I'll show the whole world.
I was gonna say, maybe what kind of stuff has he been stealing from you? Maybe we know some people in Berkshire.
I didn't just fall off the lug nut wagon yesterday. That's how the expression goes, right? I know your ploys. You want me to set you free so you can double cross me. Well, that's not happening. You're going to remain shackled here until it's time to process you, and I will condense your freedom, your spirit, your entirety of who you are into a small little gummy drop. And then I'll apply it to a machine or a golem, and there you'll be, a mindless spirit with no self-control under my command. Enjoy your little bits of freedom left. I just wanted to say hello. I do so enjoy meeting my subjects before modifying them.
I was gonna say, is that really the best use case? A use of some powerful wizards here? You don't think I'm actually an enchanter myself? I'm pretty good actually at making friends with people and getting people to do what I want.
Well, that is definitely my cue to leave then, Mr. Enchanter. And he heads up the staircase and shuts the door. And shortly, a moment thereafter, the next person is freed.
Nicely done there. Really.
Try, worth the shot.
Really good job.
And looks like the third person is only going to take one round to unbuckle. So a few moments later, all three of you are freed.
Perfect. I'll go over to the unconscious bodies. Are they alive?
No, they're definitely deadsies. They've been here a while, long enough that the smell has gone.
Okay.
I should
Look like a bunch of peasants.
Yeah.
Many of them matched the description of Jimmy.
No.
Very well.
All right, so I'm free, right?
Yes, you're all
we're all
free.
Okay. Can I check out the people who are unconscious?
Yeah, totally.
Are they? Do they look
dead.
alive or
No, they're
passed
super
out?
dead.
That's what I just did. They're
Oh,
just,
yeah, that's what you did. Okay.
100%
Does
dead.
Shag still have his bag of glass?
I feel
suppose.
like I have everything except for my spellbook and
Spellbook and spell components. I think a bag of powdered glass might have been considered a spell component.
Why don't you check, Neal?
Yeah, why don't we check? Shag, I want you to roll me a D12, and on a 7 or higher, it is a spell component.
6.
All right.
So it's not a spell component, and it's fine.
Correct. He has his bag of glass.
Well, isn't that hilarious? Because sleep uses powdered sand, and glass is just melted down sand.
So if you can powder your glass, you have sand. Sort of.
Very, very expensive sleep spell.
Yeah, glass is just like limestone and sand, right? Lime and sand? Yeah, sure. That's a sleep spell component. I'll take it.
Alright, so we've got that at least.
Does anyone have a sleep spell memorized?
I do.
Oh.
And
I could always just like assassinate him.
Could. Maybe.
Maybe.
no, hold on. So it seems like the entire town is golems then. So really we would just need to find where he is. Now, on some part of my clothes, Neal,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming there's a bit of gauze.
I'm sure you could find a replacement for gauze, right? Because I don't think that you have gauze in your clothes, but I think your clothes might work as gauze. What is the spell?
Wraith form.
Ooh. A bit of gauze and a wisp of smoke. Yeah. Sure, we can say that you've got some bit of fabric that is thin enough and stretched enough that it can be considered gauze. I'll take that.
All right.
I like this.
We're getting there.
Or what does that do?
I basically turn into a mist and can just leave.
Okay.
And I could open the door.
Yeah.
Flip out, you locked it. And if you did, I could just pick it.
I mean, if he took like only our spellbooks and components, and I've got like enough light stones to, well, light up this entire town. You got to remember, Neal, this entire time Zen's been making continual light pebbles like every week.
You must have pockets full of them. You must be covered in light stones. Maybe you could be a light golem.
That was his plan all along.
See, the real trick is you just enchant every grain of sand
into its own light stone? You've got a beach of continual light? Oh my god.
Then you just throw that at him as color spray. And it's a continual light and color spray.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
That's one way to do it.
You can just enchant stuff like this? How are you? You don't have to spend XP or anything, or?
For what?
Pretty good. I was curious about how he's making these light stones.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the second level spell, continual light.
Oh, it's just a permanent? Okay, that's cool.
Literally all it does is light.
Forever.
Yeah.
And ever.
You're just glowing, just through your clothes and in your bags. You're just.
Well, if it's in like an enclosed pocket, it deactivates the magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I just open one of my pockets and it's just like brighter than the sun. I pull out a pebble and close it back down.
All right. So you guys think we should go through the door or up through the bars? How thick are the bar? Like, are they We
The
broke
bars are
glass.
close enough together that you wouldn't be able to move through them.
Okay.
It's designed to be a prison.
Or would a kobold be able to get through?
A kobold could probably squeeze through it. He's small enough he could do almost anything.
But there's also the glass in the way.
Which could be broken, but, you know, breaking it would be loud and probably noticed by everyone.
Right. All right. Well, I guess we should probably. What do you think? Wait until night, pick the lock, or rather, pick the lock, and then just wait until night to leave.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait. We shouldn't wait too long though, because like maybe there's, like, is our soul being sucked out right now? It might be.
I don't feel like my soul's being sucked out, but I also don't know what that'd feel like.
Do I still have my dagger?
Nope. The weapons are taken.
You didn't say that at the beginning, Neal.
Weapons are taken.
Very well.
All right. Yeah.
Yep. Now what? You're just gonna wait? Just wait for darkness?
Yeah, that's probably the best idea.
So some time begins to pass in here. And after a little while, you can hear the soft sounds of singing coming from the other side of the door at the top of the staircase. As if the gnome is singing to himself while he works. But it doesn't seem like you guys care about what the gnome is singing about. So...
And what's he singing about? When I said I thought you were...
Oh, I thought that was like a, whatever, I don't give a shit. It was a, tell me more.
Is there any cracks in the door we can look through?
The bottom of the door frame has a small crack in it, and since you are... Behind it is a down staircase, you can actually get low enough to see through it a little bit. You can... The song that he's singing is sort of like a random bunch of crap. It doesn't really have a tune, and it's just like... Ooh, working on the golem, adding a nail, adding a nail. Nope, too many nails over here. Let's put one over here. Punching people with nails is fun. This will be a great guard. La la la. Sort of making up random shit as he's singing about what he's doing. And you can see under the doorframe, there's definitely like two big wooden feet with like nails sticking out of them, out of the toes. And there's a little stepladder nearby that is shaking because the gnome is probably standing on top of it. And you can occasionally hear the sound of pounding. Making the most fearsome weapon anyone's ever seen. A wooden nail-spiked man which will run at you. And then since it's wooden, it can probably be set on fire, and then you could have a flaming thing with spikes running at you and grabbing you and just holding on to you. It's a terrifying thought. Yeah, I mean, it'll burn, but it'll take you with it.
True.
It's the worst. So the gnome is kind of happily do-do-do, ba-dum, ba-dum, do-do-do-do-do. Working for you, do-do-do.
Damn gnomes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The sun begins to go down. You can see it on the little window at the top of your thingy-majobber. And as the sun begins to go down, you hear the gnome kind of like come over towards your door. And there's a small little, how do you want to say this? Like a hole that opens up in it. Like the backside of it, it has a hinge for like a door, like a small little window near the bottom of it that he like opens and like sets a plate on the other side and sets another plate on the other side and then sets a third plate and grabs a mug and another mug, and then he shuts the door and latches it shut.
Okay.
And then
I don't eat it.
you hear from the other side, "Dinner's served! And don't worry, this one's not poisoned. We don't need to poison you. I mean, I don't need to poison you now that you're already here. It's fine. You can trust me."
I'm not really interested in the food. Sorry, we should get out as long as we're getting out tonight.
All right, well, anyway, the sun continues to set. It is evening now.
At some point, I take all the food down to where we were. This would be pretty suspicious if we left it.
Okay.
And when the sun's down,
Dump the food on the corpse and put the plate back at the door.
Okay.
So he thinks. We might have eaten it.
Okay. Okay. You return the emptied food plates and mugs up there. And Shag, you had a thing?
Yeah. Can I hear if he's still on the other side of the door?
Give me an eavesdrop check.
8, right? Or is it... I'm using eavesdrop like way more than anything else.
Perfect. Yeah. It's quite quiet on the other side. You feel confident that if the gnome's on the other side, he's doing a completely silent task, or he's not there.
I'm going to slowly try the door handle or whatever the opening mechanism is.
It would be a handle, and it is indeed locked.
And I will get to work picking that lock.
Okay. You set to work. It'll take you a little while. It takes you about 7 minutes to get through it, but no interruptions happen. And at the end, it clicks satisfyingly and begins to swing open gently.
Perfect. And I look around the room. Is it dark in here?
Yeah. The sun has set. There's not any sources of light in this room.
Perfect.
Just a little bit of starlight and moonlight from a window.
I'm going to start looking for our stuff. Like, guys.
Yep. I'll follow behind.
Actually, before I guess we leave and did any of this, can we just see like some of the faces of some of the people who were passed out? Maybe it matches the description of the brother.
Yeah, it's definitely not the brother. No.
Okay.
The brother was just a little bit older, like 25-ish or something. These people are in their 30s.
Okay.
Easily. So, you start searching this next room for your supplies. There are a lot of cubbies and small, what do you want to call them? Pantry cupboards, that's the word. There are cupboards all over this place. It looks sort of like the loft of an apartment where there's like the kitchen over here and the bedroom over there and the study over here and there's all sorts of things. But then there's also a few extra doors. One of them clearly leads outside because there's windows next to it that shows you outside. But then there's also some like closets and stuff. So how thoroughly do you want to search for your stuff is my question.
I'm definitely going to first start searching without leaving this room. And see if our stuff is in this room.
Okay. You begin to search. You make it about halfway through the room when you hear one of the other the closet doors opening. And the humming voice of a happy little gnome as the door opens. Gonna turn a person into a golem. Shag immediately hides. Give me a hide check with like massive bonuses. You don't have any preparation on this, but there's abundant and good cover. And so give me like
I'm just gonna roll my base.
+8.
And then
8 on top of that brings you to like a 34. So you're well hidden. Definitely doesn't see. What about you, Arlen? What are you gonna do?
I would say I'm more near the dungeon, right? Not really in the room.
Like Shag's the one searching around upstairs. I think.
Okay, so Shag is hiding. The other two of you are still down in the dungeon then?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have the door closed.
Okay. The gnome walks around, picks up a few things, keeps humming them to himself. Do, making some more golems. What should we make today,
did I
Ash?
find any sort of like knife or dagger while I was searching?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're like right next to the kitchen, and you had seen a knife and dagger over there before, but like you're still looking for your stuff. There's one like 10 feet from you. If you make a move silently check, you can get to it, guaranteed, no problem. Because you've got great hiding. Oh my god, alright. You make your way to the dagger while the gnome talks to himself, saying, what about a stick golem? No. Well, it could hide in trees really well. Might be a little broken. But then again, if you just break a stick, now you've got 2 sticks that can't ever be defeated. Might be a good idea. What about a snow golem? No, we don't have any snow here. And he's thinking aloud to himself, kind of pacing back and forth as you pick up the knife.
And let's see, what's he doing? He's just like thinking to himself, has he like lit any candles yet or anything?
No, he's got infravision too, so he's cruising around in the dim light.
Nick, do you have any spells you can cast without the like? I have one. I have like hypnotism or charm that like don't require material components.
I'm pretty sure I do. I have one, and I'm pretty sure it's continual light. I also have sleep, but I think he's high level.
Okay.
But he's also a wizard. I might be able to get lucky with an assassinate. And I would add, assassinate is my level of full damage.
Odd level. Every odd level. So if you're level 1 rogue, it would be D4 plus 4.
Damn, I'm still level 2, so it's still only D4 plus 4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just kind of like prepared by the door, kind of looking through it to cast a hypnotism spell, unless anything happens, just like it's like a surprise thing.
Sure. Yep.
I'll be ready to cast continual light on his eyes.
Okay. Now, the one thing I want to say about the hypnotism spell, it says the gestures of the wizard along with the droning cause the thingy. So you would need to at least get his attention enough that he would look at you to see you making your motion. It can't be like surprise cast from a, like...
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. But like if you burst in like, look at me, and then cast it would be fine. But you'd have to like burst in and say, look at me, or whatever. Zen, what were you saying?
Oh, I just have continual light ready to cast on his eyes, which kind of is going to work against the hypnotism, I guess, but...
Something will work, maybe.
Hopefully.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some butter.
You get a stick of butter. I guess it probably doesn't come in sticks. You get a ball of butter. That's it. It's rolled into balls covered with like beeswax paper.
Perfect.
Yes.
Now I can cast grease.
Anyway, the gnome finishes his song and starts heading back into that same...
bombs off of me?
Bombs? What?
Yeah, did he take my bombs off of me?
I'm not sure what you meant by bombs, but yes, if you have explosive devices, he's not
They're jugs of oil and the highest purity moonshine I could get. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, he definitely removed your incendiary explosive devices from you. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So the gnome has collected whatever he needed and heads back to that same closet door and heads through it.
Do you guys just want to like surprise attack him or like get our stuff first or whatever?
Well, I don't have any offensive damaging spells right now.
Okay, so you have sleep. Yeah, not sleep. Continual light. Yeah.
I've got... Well, if I had the components for them.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have the components for sleep, and continual light doesn't require it, and neither does wraith form because I have the gauze. You can make a flame. But I also have just base light, invisibility, web, and wraith form. So.
Okay. Yeah, you can't attack. That's more of an escape spell, it seems like.
Yeah, what does invisibility entail?
So the gnome has gone back down to one of the two closets that are attached. It's probably not a closet, you realize by now. There's still another closet that you haven't looked through that might contain all of your stuff.
Gads, it might.
Or it might just be a closet.
Okay. And he's just like walking around working, or is...
No, he's gone back and like shut the door and has entered into this other room.
Cool,
so...
yeah. I'll quietly like check.
Nope, your stuff's not here. It must be in the room with the gnome.
God damn it. Alright.
Wait.
I'll go back down relay all the information that I've gotten.
The party
I
all
told-
knows everything now, and they're
I
together
told
again.
him if you wait for him to come back and go into that room, you might be able to do something.
Okay, what do you want me to do? Jump him?
I
Actually-
feel like I just want to jump. We could just get a surprise action on this guy, and then.
Because if I jump him, I'm going to stab the shit out of his kidneys.
And I can try to disable
Yeah.
with hypnosis. Tell him to run.
I gotta ask, if Zen jumps on the guy just to try to hold him,
Mhm.
They could just overbear him.
can whatchamacallit, Shag just like stab the shit out of his back?
Yeah. Yeah, if you can hold him down, he can just fucking shank him over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, the three of us should easily be able to overbear.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
But we'll want to do it quickly if he has golems waiting nearby.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go get set up. Now, like, just get out in front of them, make sure that he isn't in the room, and then
Yeah,
We
he's
set
not
up.
in the main room.
okay.
So you're setting up for an ambush.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. You begin to set up for the ambush. The party surrounds the door, and you hear this sing-songy voice from downstairs saying, "Rise, my creation, rise! Excellent, excellent!" And then it gets quiet for a little moment, and then you hear the sound of tapping of like metal on wood, like a bonk, bonk, bonk. Maybe we actually have some metal and some wood nearby. No, this won't do. Hold on there, buddy. And then some other like, excellent, excellent. Now, for your first task, my mighty nail golem, bring me, I don't know, bring me the human from the other room. You don't know where the other room is yet. God damn it. Go up those stairs, golem, go. And you hear this heavy like thud coming up the stairs towards you.
I want to move behind the door so that the golem will walk past us when the door's open.
Okay. I think we need to move to some semblance of a battle map.
Okay.
This is getting complicated theater of mind style. All right. Let me see if I've got a map for this. I think I do. Fighting buddy. Inns and taverns. Will this work? Can we find a tavern that matches my design?
Hmm.
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 Hmm. These are close. It's a dangerous game we're playing here. Maybe none of these are gonna work. Yeah, definitely none of these are gonna work. All right, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, guys. We're gonna do it with doodles.
Do it with doodles, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, if I ever release an album, like a, the joke is gone. It's too late. Never mind. I was gonna call it "Do It with Doodles," but I can't make it happen right now. So we have maybe like a room like this. And this down here would be the way to the dungeon. So this is more or less at the same spot. It's just like a dungeon chamber down here. The door to the dungeon. Actually, the door should be a little bit lower. It should be right against the wall. And then there's like the staircase leading down. And there was the windows at the top that let you see light. And you guys were chained in this corner. And the bodies were over here.
Okay.
The other doors, there's, of course, the front door that leads out. Then there is the one closet over here that's actually just a closet. It's just a regular closet. And then there was a second door right here that sounds like there's a staircase beyond it. But no one has gone through it yet. But you're pretty sure there's a staircase right here.
Right, so if the door swings out to us...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the door is going to come from here.
Right, so we're going to hide behind it. And wait for the golem to go over here, and then probably rush the wizard, I'm thinking.
Sure. And we've got like a nice little kitchen area up here. There's like a comfortable sofa over here. This is definitely what a sofa looks like, don't question it. And a coffee table here. And there's like, what do we want to call it? What do you call like a wardrobe or a table when it's meant just to be a bureau? Not a bureau.
A table.
No, there's a specific term. You have like a table near an entryway, and it might have some drawers, but it's really just to put your shit on when you first walk in the door.
End table.
There's a fancier word for this, Connar. Where are my blue blood, like, grew up on wealthy families in the East Coast to know all about specific words of things? God damn it. There's definitely a term for this, and it's gonna drive me crazy.
I mean, I'm on the East Coast. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Catch-all table.
There's a thing.
It's a table.
It's a door
I know,
table.
but there's a type of table.
There's a type of table.
You know what? I don't want to hear it. It's like a foyer table. It's not quite a foyer table, though. There's a more specific name.
Okay, isn't it called a foyer, not a foyer?
You're right. It is a foyer.
But I'm
So
going to
it's-
call it a foyer because foyer sounds dumb.
God damn it! You uncultured swine! Get your
Oh, you
shit
know
together. All right. Fuck it.
was
It's a
hilarious,
table.
eh?
Okay, it's a fucking table. It's fine. It's fine. There's a table, a tall table, probably about the size of the gnome, right here, that sort of like blocks off the sitting room from the rest of the area. And then there's like a little wardrobe over here and a coat rack or coat stand right here. It's not a coffee table, Victor Kip. Look, I'm gonna figure out this name. I'm gonna lord it over all of you for the rest of your days.
It's a table.
It's more
All
than
right.
a table.
It's literally just a table.
More than a
So-
table. Sorry. Go for
Nick, you're the human, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the order that was made was to go get the human. So theoretically, they shouldn't. You shouldn't let it see you or something, and we might be
Right,
able
that-
to.
That's why I'm hiding behind the door.
Okay, yeah.
it. All right. So Zen hides behind the door. Where are Arlen and Shag hanging?
Probably under the table, I would say, or the.
100% under the table because
Yeah.
I can fit under the table.
All right. Shag is under the table. And Arlen, are you also under the table?
What's the door up top? I would say maybe kind
That's
of
the door outside.
Oh, was that the closet? Oh, that was a different door.
Yeah, the closet is down here. This door leads to the wonderful world of outside, to freedom.
Okay, yeah, I would say probably in the closet, and then just wait for it to go downstairs.
Okay. So Arlen goes and hides in the closet. Zen's behind a door. Shag is under the table. The golem knows nothing. And slowly walks through the door next to the table that Shag's on, kind of like knocking the table and the the coffee table apart a little ways. And as you see this walk past Shag, it looks like someone just got some 2x4s and nailed them together in sort of the function of a person, and then attached spikes in like every direction all over it. And then like its shoulders down to its waist are covered in some sort of like thick cloth, like some sort of gauzy type cloth.
My gauze.
Your gauze, yeah.
My gauze.
There's also a Benghazi joke in here, but I can't figure it out. But it's here somewhere, guys.
Oh, that's good. So after it goes out of here and starts going this way, I'm going to shut the door behind it and then lock it.
Perfect. You shut and lock the door. The gnome has not come upstairs in all this time.
Okay.
I just want to see what it does when it can't follow the order. I want to see if it actually breaks down the door.
Cannot compute.
Yeah, because if it breaks down the door, that'll obviously cause the gnome to question whatnot and come up here.
Nope. The golem just, you know, it reaches command unfollowable and then just stops. Oh my, it got really dark in here all of a sudden.
Holy crap, yeah, it did.
Is this the beginning of Independence Day? What's going on?
Yes, it is actually. Neato.
Yep.
So then, like, guys, we just wait here for the gnome to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I imagine like after a couple minutes, the gnome's just going to be like, "Where the fuck is he?"
Are we gonna actually surprise run though? Like we need to actually do that instead of like waiting for them to notice us. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, no, like as soon as the gnome like walks past,
We jump it.
jump him.
Okay. So a little while passes, and the gnome, sort of talking to himself, as all great artists and inventors and creatives do, starts saying, "Where the fuck did that golem get to? How hard can it be to carry one ratty, little, weak human?" And then you hear this like tut 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 as the gnome comes up the stairs.
Hold on.
Gets to the door.
As we're waiting, Zen just thinks, "Wait a minute. If that golem was supposed to carry me, I would have just been impaled and before it got me to him."
Yes. Yes. Anyway, you hear this of the gnome quickly climbing the staircase. The door opens towards Zen, and then you hear the sigh like, "Ugh, did he shut himself downstairs? Maybe we need something that's not as dumb as a nail." And he
I think I
walks.
jump out and just like try bear hugging him.
And
Well,
then we all jump out.
Yeah, we're all
You get
surprise riding.
surprise and advance. You get all the things. Give me your attack roll at +4, Zen.
Does a whiz? I don't have an attack bonus listed. Do I get an attack bonus as
+1 at level 4, and then another at level 7.
Okay.
You're level 5?
Yeah.
All right, so D20 +5 to tackle the gnome.
17.
You hit him. You get him, and the two of you go down in a heap. Give me an opposed strength check.
And then
Check my strength.
Gnome does not have good strength.
Well,
He rolls 9 and 7 is 16, which is less than 20. So you grab the gnome, the two of you go down in a pile. Arlen pops out of the door.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast hypnosis on him, and I'm gonna say, all of your golems have gone out of control, and you need to flee from the danger.
So the gnome hits the ground. There's a struggle. Arlen pops out, starts waving his hands. The gnome looks up at him for a moment, gets hit with a hypnotism spell, fails his saving throw, and starts shrieking, "He's loose! He's mad! We have to do something!" When Shag approaches with the kitchen knife.
Oh yeah, with the kitchen knife. And it's like, well, it's time to tie you up, buddy.
The golems
And-
are loose!
Oh, I know. That's why we're tying you up.
You're not gonna shank him?
Are you attacking him?
I'll definitely like stick him once.
Alright, stick him
Sure.
once.
I'll stick him once. I'll just
mean it-
assume that. I'll just roll a flat d20 and you can add whatever
Yeah.
the fuck to it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely crit him. So 2d4 plus 4.
10.
Okay, the gnome goes as you run him through.
He's a really shitty wizard if he died to 10.
Hey, man. Hey,
that's
hey,
rude.
hey.
We'd all die to 10.
I know.
Zen's got he's level 5 and he definitely died at 10.
It hurts.
Oh, this guy's got so much HP.
Oh,
Holy
God.
shit. He's fine. He is not even at half, guys.
What?
Dude, this fucking wizard.
This
I think
dang
the
bastard
Amber
has
is
my HP. The HP he stole from me.
Yep.
I rolled ones,
Holy
he rolled
shit.
4s.
Definitely.
Wait, are you rolling at d6s, Neal?
I am rolling d6s.
Oh, that's cheating.
Yeah, well, and he rolled 3 6s into 5 along with some other stuff,
That's
so...
just cheating, Neal. I had to roll d4s.
Well, whatever. You made Zen a long time ago before the new wizard rules were in effect. I think you're all D4 wizards, by the way.
No,
Arlen's
I'm
at least a
D6.
D4. Okay.
I'm a D4 wizard.
Yeah. All
Really?
right,
So
so...
two of us are d4s and the enemy gets d6. I call shenanigans.
Yeah, but Arlen also casts like 3 spells at level 1, so
Yeah.
I call super shenanigans on that. It's
So
definitely
one
I only
bonus
cast
spell from being a specialist, he
Well,
gets
and,
a whole extra spell.
And I took
3.
the
Yeah.
like a special
gets-
spell thing.
Signature spell, so there's like penalties on saves and shit. He's fucking broken. You're all broken wizards.
Excuse you, I'm a base ass bitch.
He is
You've got
base-ass.
like every spell in the book, Zen. You may not be broken in hit points, but you're broken in so many other ways. You have like a bag of pure light, okay, that you've built over the years. Anywho, you've got the guy pinned. He's been hypnotized to think the golems are on the loose. He's been shanked once for funsies by Shag.
Haha.
And I think we need to roll into initiative for the next round because this is getting messy.
Oh, yes, it is. It's definitely about to get messy. Actually, shouldn't we go to a break before we...
Yes! Good call. Why don't we go to a break and when we come back, we'll roll for initiative.